So where do these differences of perspective come from, right? There's a lot of things that can feed into it. So in this particular example, right, this guy's like, the water, it's really deep. And this one's like, no, it's not, right? Because for him, it's not deep. For him, it is, right? So differences of perspective, right? They have a different perspective on the situation is based on their different experiences. So for this person who's drowning in the water, right, like it feels really deep. For this person who's just up to their ankles, it doesn't. All right. Different backgrounds will change how you have a perspective. So if I grew up one particular way, if I'm really used to living in a particular way, I'm going to look at situations differently than someone who grew up in a way that's very different from me. Right. So you can imagine if I grew up in a family, well, I did grow up in a family, right, that was mixed Chinese and sort of American background, I guess. And so the way I grew up, I was really used to going to Chinatown, eating particular foods. I eat with chopsticks, right? Things like that. Whereas if I went in other people's families, right, they didn't do those things. So their perspective might have been a really different about what it means to eat with chopsticks, about the food I ate, about the things I did that I thought were perfectly normal. They might have a different perspective on that because they grew up differently, right? Different moods affect different situations. So in this case, this guy's all upset and drowning. He's upset and freaking out. Like it feels really deep, and he's starting to get anxious and splashing around. And this person, is calm and feeling like they're fine. Right? Again, in this situation, they're in the same situation. They're both standing there. This guy might be like, oh, he's freaking out for no reason. This person being really anxious, being like, this guy was a jerk. He didn't even help me. Right? Same situation, different perspective. Finally, different locations can change your different perspectives, right? They're in the same situation, but maybe it just happens to be really shallow here. Maybe they're both the same height, right? But because he's slightly in a different location, it's different in that location. That can change his perspective. Also, he's in a higher angle, so he's up higher. He can see more things. Maybe this guy can't see else what's going on, so it makes him anxious. Different perspective on the same exact situation. Obviously, there are a lot of other things that can cause these differences in perspective, but just keep that in mind. There are a lot of different things that go into who we are and how we see the world on a moment-to-moment basis, but also based on our history, our family history, what we're used to, what we're comfortable with, how we're feeling that day, that can completely change our perspective on a situation and make us more or less able to solve a problem in that situation, right? Again, this person who's maybe calm and standing on, shallow ground might be a lot better able to be helpful and solve this problem than this guy who maybe is freaking out and feeling like they're drowning and doesn't know what to do and can't see what's going on around them. This guy could look around, find like a stick, help him out because he's calm, right? Different perspective on the same situation, which might make different people be able to contribute in a different way based on their perspective at a different time.